Light. Darkness. A balance.
Only know one truth. It's time for the Jedi to end.
Happy Star Wars Week continues, everybody, so there's a whole bunch more trailer Easter eggs that we gotta break down, especially Will's and especially the audio stuff. If you're new to the channel, I do Star Wars videos every week. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. But there were a lot of audio Easter eggs, there were a lot of visual Easter eggs, and we have to talk about the Journal of the Whills. It is huge in this trailer, and it's going to be huge in the future of Star Wars. So the biggest thing first, everybody's talking about the audio Easter eggs. Yes, there's Obi-Wan, yes, there's Yoda, yes, there's Palpatine, yes, there's Princess Leia, yes, there's Darth Vader. So they do this interesting thing where they're talking about balance in the trailer, the balance between the light and the dark. It's so much bigger than that, as Luke says. But as they zoom in on Leia, it's from the left channel where you hear, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope." Then you hear Darth Vader breathing from the right side channel. You hear Obi-Wan say, "Seduced by the dark side of the Force," talking about Darth Vader, but also hat tip to Kylo Ren, seduced by the dark side of the Force. Then as they zoom in on the Journal of the Whills, you hear Yoda's voice say, "Surrounds us and binds us," the speech from Empire Strikes Back in both channels. So they do this right side, left side, light side, dark side, then both combine so much bigger Luke thing. So they really want you to think about a new definition of the Force as they zoom in on the Journal of the Whills. And that's what this symbol is. And as you look at this symbol here, doesn't this look a lot like the symbol of the Jedi? So the Whills are this mysterious race that George Lucas envisioned when he was writing the first draft of Star Wars. It was meant to be Volume 1 Journal of the Whills. That was A New Hope before they changed things and turned it into something different. But now in more recent years, Star Wars has begun to canonize the Journal of the Whills in really interesting ways. They show up during Rogue One, the Guardian of the Whills. They're there to guard the temple, but the Whills are the people that predated the Jedi. They have a pre-Jedi understanding of the Force. So the book itself is a much more complete understanding of the Force, supposedly making you much more powerful than a Jedi or a Sith, which explains why Kylo Ren and Snoke are looking for it in addition to Luke. And when he says the Jedi Order needs to end, what he's really talking about is that they need to get back to the truth of things. He's not saying that because he's turned evil or because he hates the Jedi. He just feels like the Jedi were not successful. He never achieved his true potential. There's a lot of that they were implying during Star Wars Celebration this weekend. This story of what Luke did between the movies, because he was supposed to be this Jedi crusader taking down the rest of the Empire, but that never happened because when we got to Force Awakens, we find out that he went off looking for the original Jedi Temple, looking for the Journal of the Whills. So a lot of people were wondering if that was Benicio del Toro's voice at the end because it's kind of gruff and low, but you can actually see Luke's lips moving in the background here. So that is him telling Rey that it's time for the Jedi Order to end. But that's not because he's gone bad. Maybe he's gone a little crazy in his hermitude, and Rey is probably going to be very disappointed in that. The director, Rian Johnson, even confirmed that he intended for The Last Jedi to be singular. Luke was the last Jedi going to look for the Journal of the Whills, and he says the Jedi need to end. So in so many words, tongue-in-cheek, he's confirming Luke is the last Jedi, but everybody else is going to be the first of something new, like Rey's character. And if Kylo Ren survives, maybe he'll also become part of this new thing too.
So how is Rey's relationship with Luke in this movie different from like Luke's relationship with, say, Yoda or Obi-Wan?
Well, Rey is not a teacher. Yoda and Obi-Wan are very much like guiding figures in Luke's life. And Rey, I think, obviously he doesn't even know who she is when she turns up, like with this frickin' lightsaber that he's not seen in however long. So that in itself is a big difference. And then as things go on, I think there's an expectation. There's always been an expectation on Luke as to his potential and what he can do and what he should do, much like with Rey. So in that sense, they're kind of similar. But obviously the dynamic has changed because she's expecting something from him this time, and it remains to be seen whether, how he reacts to that.
But let's talk about the symbolism of the poster though. Red is a very big color in this movie. Red in Star Wars is typically the color of evil, the color of the Sith. So it lets you know that these characters are not in a good place. They might not leave the movie in a good place, just like the characters in Empire did. It was the darkest movie of the trilogy. This poster and the color tone of the trailer lets you know that this is probably going to be the darkest movie of this trilogy. But then you look at Rey, she's kind of like the blue light of hope between Luke and Kylo Ren, who both have very cynical views on their perspective of the Force. Luke is an old man. He's like, this isn't my story anymore. It's all about the new characters. It's all about the new way of things. Finding out what the Journal of the Wills might teach them about the future of the Force and the direction that they should be taking. And on the other side of things, Kylo Ren is firmly entrenched in his belief that Darth Vader had the right idea, and he's going to bring that original vision to fruition with the help of Supreme Leader Snoke. But the symbol that they're making on the poster is the symbol on the Journal of the Wills. So whatever you think might happen to these characters, the three of them are all about the spiritual journey of the movie and the idea that the Wills have. They certainly make it seem like somebody's going to get their hands on the book, but you see a glove. It doesn't look like an evil person's glove because Kylo Ren wears black gloves. So it at least seems like Luke and Rey are going to get a peek in there, but I'm not expecting them to answer all the questions in this movie. That's usually reserved for the final movie and then like whatever story comes next. But I am excited for this symbol to start showing up on merchandise later this year, because everybody's wondering, what are they going to do to the Jedi Order? The name Jedi is so important for Star Wars merchandising, not just the history of Star Wars and the characters in the movie. Jedi will always be a big thing in Star Wars, but it almost seems like what they're saying here is that there's going to be some new thing. Maybe it'll be called something different. But if they're turning everybody into something different from the Jedi Order, what are they going to call it and what are they going to put on all the merchandise? That's just such a crazy thought in real life. But we got some more answers on some of the other things in the trailer too. So this salt planet, that's actually what the red is. I thought this was soil, but it's actually salt. It's a planet with an abandoned rebel base called Crate. I know a lot of people are like, wait, you mean like Crate Dragon? No, it's spelled with a C, but it does remind you of Crate Dragon. These are confirmed as guerrilla walkers. They're basically walkers that the First Order found a way to prevent Luke's speeder from taking them down. If you remember, their legs were always very vulnerable, so they found a way to beef up the front legs so that didn't happen anymore, but it also causes them to look kind of like gorillas, so that's why they're being called guerrilla walkers. What a coincidence that this whole scene is a reference to the Battle of Hoth. But if you're a really big Star Wars ships geek, we found out that these frigates are actually the Starhawk class frigates from the Aftermath series. They talk about the Resistance having a new class of starship. That's what these are. We haven't actually seen pictures of them before. So I know there's not a whole lot of Kylo Ren in the trailer. This is mostly Rey, Luke, and the idea of the wills, the idea of balance, the true nature of the Force. But what will probably happen in the next trailer is we'll get a more complete picture of the story and we'll see what Kylo Ren is doing specifically, because there's training that he has to complete. We have to learn about his interest in the Journal of the Wills, and we have to learn more about what's going on with Finn and Poe's character. We saw a whole lot of Poe in the trailer, but not a whole lot of Finn, probably because a lot of his scenes take place on the planet where Benicio del Toro is supposed to show up. There's another new planet, and it doesn't look like traditional Star Wars, so maybe they kept it out because they thought it would have looked really weird with all this other footage and just taking people completely out of it. So what I'm expecting is the next trailer will just fill in a lot of the other characters that you haven't seen in this trailer. So a lot more Finn, maybe some Snoke, but definitely more Kylo Ren, more Phasma. They marketed the hell out of Phasma last year, even though she was such a small part of the film. But they did say that that would be corrected, a grave error that they would correct in this movie. So way more Phasma, because it looks like she was a huge part of destroying Luke's Jedi Academy. But let me know, what other Easter eggs did you guys spot in the trailer? There's probably even more that we'll find in the next couple weeks, but what I'm expecting is that May the 4th, Star Wars Day, will be the next time they release new Last Jedi stuff. So that could be anything. That could be behind the scenes stuff, that could be a new trailer. I'm not expecting a full big trailer for a while, so more likely it'll be behind the scenes stuff. But if you didn't know, there's a new round of the Rogue One Blu-ray giveaway going on. All you have to do to enter that is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. If you're already a subscriber, you just have to leave a comment. It's really simple. But congratulations to the winner from my last trailer video, Daryl Lawrence. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. There was a new round that started in this video. I'll announce the winner when I post my Rebels Season 4 trailer video. They're supposed to show off footage, but I'll be posting updates on when videos are coming in the next couple days, and leave all your requests for Star Wars bonus videos. While you wait for that to post, you can click here for brand new Thor Ragnarok, and you can click here to rewatch the trailer again. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys in the next video.